Hello, creative beings. Thank you for stopping by. How are you? I want to go ahead and share how to create realistic drawings. Therefore, this episode is tailored just for beginners out there who are looking to start your journey and just to get or to adventure out in drawing, because that's where we all started. If you want to be an exceptional painter, you have to know how to draw. As a result, we're going to explore the world of charcoal art. We're going to go over the must-have supplies and what I prefer to use when I'm creating. Are you ready to kickstart your creative journey? If so, stay tuned and just let's have some tea. Charcoal is such a versatile and remarkable medium to use. Its range of tone and ease of use make it my favorite medium. Similar to color, I can use it to create a wide range of effects, from soft and subtle shading to bold and striking lines. I learned so much about painting in colors from just drawing with charcoal. Now, let's move on to the essential supplies you'll need. I did some lines with the General Charcoal Pencil. That is my favorite to use to create outlines before I fill it in with the black charcoal stick. I use that for like the really dark areas, and then I'll go in and always use some powder, the charcoal powder. This kind of helps to create a mid-tone between the pencil and the charcoal stick. Next is the white charcoal. This is used for highlighting along with a pencil. It is used to create highlights, especially when it comes to the eyes and like anywhere where the light is the main source. Now onto the blending tools. Next to your fingers, you will use brushes and blending stumps. They normally come in a pack of more than one. I have different sizes based on the area that I want to shade. You can check out the blending video link below or at the end of this video to see how these tools are used. Next up is the makeup pad and the Q-tips. Their tissue paper and the cotton balls. These are things that you'll already have at home. When it comes to erasers, it is best to have a round pencil eraser. It will come in handy when creating details for hair and to create highlights. You will also need a kneadable eraser. Don't let the weight look fool you. It is very kneadable. It reminds me of Play-Doh. You can mold it to fit in any space or any shape that you want, just to remove charcoal from your paper or to clean up or just to go in tiny spaces like the hair or the eyes. You will also need an electrical eraser, which does the same thing as the round eraser, and a plastic or gum eraser. It's just to clean up any extra charcoal. Any regular sharpener will do, but you'll find that it doesn't sharpen your pencil as a utility knife or aka a box cutter would. For a clean drawing or outline, the correct way to sharpen your pencil is to have the point like just extra long point. And like this, you need to have your pencil point looking like that. And also another cool item to have is a extender. The pencil extender makes it much easier for you to hold a pencil, especially if it is extremely small. Because in this case, size really does matter, and the extender comes in handy. Instead of throwing out the old pencils, you'll just use an extender to extend the length of it. If you don't have any sandpaper, you can use a nail buffer because they do the same thing. And you pretty much use them to sharpen your pencil point just to make it have a more pointed effect. And if you want to create some charcoal powder, this is a great way to do so. Another thing that you can do with the sandpaper is to sharpen your eraser because you might need to remove some charcoal from the eraser because it will get dirty, or you might want to shape it to where you can get it to fit into a tiny spot. Another thing you can do with a sandpaper as well is to clean your blending stump. I will do a video on that later. Oh yes, you will need a ruler. The ruler comes in handy for a measurement and just to create outlines on your paper, just so that you can go in and tape it. The tape will help you to mask off areas that you don't want to get charcoal on and to also create nice clear edges around your drawing. Make it much easier to frame. We're going to go through several papers um, because you have to experiment to find what you like. I like to use paper from that is different from the norm. Um, this is just what I preferred, and this is a sketchbook I picked up from Walmart, and I do like to practice the charcoal and pastel in this. I love the fact that it is a mixed media paper, so I can easily blend the pastel and charcoal. And if I want to do something else, like acrylic in there, I can do that too. It is a pretty smooth paper, so it's kind of hard to hold the pastel onto the pages. Next is the Bristol board, and this one is more of a rough surface. I enjoy using this paper. These are designed for drawing, I believe more for graphite, but I'll do charcoal on them, and they have the texture to hold the charcoal. This this is my favorite paper, so I always run out of it. I have to go ahead and get some new ones, and many of my drawings are done on it. Here are a few of them. This is also not a version of the Bristol board.
And instead of the first one that was a little more rough, this one is smooth. And because of that, it's a little bit more difficult to work with the charcoal. I find it easier to work with the powder because when I'm using the brush, it makes it much smoother to blend, and the fact that it gives a pretty nice effect. I'm gonna go ahead and just show a few works that I have done on this paper, and I love the outcome. To each his own, but watercolor papers are my favorite to use with charcoal and pastel because of the texture of the paper. I find that it holds the charcoal very well, and it is easy for me to get the effects that I want. And if I want to have I want to add some water, I can go ahead and do so. This is just another watercolor paper that I work on mostly. And in this portrait, I mix the watercolor with pastel and charcoal. This paper was made specifically for charcoal, and it is a beautiful paper to work on. It is in my top three of papers to work on with charcoal and pastel because it is so easy to blend it and to get the depths, to create depths. This paper is my least favorite. It works best for graphite, and I am not a graphite person because I don't get the darkness that I and just the stunning effect as I do with charcoal. So, yeah, this is my least favorite. I also decided to experiment with this recycled sketch paper. It is a very fine-tuned surface, so it's a smooth paper. And because of that, it's a little bit difficult to blend the charcoal or just to draw without creating a mess as even though I was still able to create these beautiful bases. This is just a study of Taylor Swift and also an apple, a drawing of an eye, and oh, a drawing done by either my son or my niece. Charcoal works best on canvas, surprisingly. One day I decided just to experiment and see what happened. And the outcome was fantastic. Uh, this is a drawing I did. It's a little bit shiny because I sealed and varnished it and add some bedazzle to it. Here's another one. It's a charcoal and a pastel with some glitter. And the best part about using the charcoal and canvas is that I don't have to frame it. So that's a win-win. And now we're on to the extras. These are things that you can do without, but they are important for me in my drawings because of all the benefits. The circle template helps to draw the pupils of the eyes, and you can't go wrong because it helps every time to get them done perfectly. And this is the one area where I feel that I need perfection over progress here. So it is worth it to invest in the circle template. And they're available at any arts and crafts stores. Mostly I use a chamois to tone or blend the background in a drawing. Also, at times, instead of drawing on a white page, I'll use it to give the page a tint. You will need some gloves if you don't want to get your hands messy like mine because charcoal can be messy. So next to the gloves, you can get some wipes and that will help instead of getting up every 30 minutes to wash your hands. And you'll just use the wipes to clean up. Last but not least, you will need fixatives to seal your work and preserve them. The first one is a workable fixative that with this one you can always continue to work on your drawings. And the last two, those are like final fixatives. So when you're done, you'll just go ahead and seal your work. If you decide to be adventurous and do any drawings on canvas, you can always seal it and then apply varnish just to give it a quick shine. Well, that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace.